What makes some kids good at math and some kids not good at math? And how did you go about switching from not liking to liking it?
So when I started liking maths, that was the time when I understood that, if you visualize maths in geometry terms, it makes it much easier.
For parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more. Subscribe to Kids Talk Press now.
We probably don't realize what an important role neuroscience and mental health play in our daily lives and affect our productivity, efficiency, and overall well-being. Dr. Sid Warrier is a neurologist, public speaker, content creator, author. He's all about making neuroscience easy to chat about, smashing the stigma around mental health, and getting folks talking about mindfulness, learning, and changing behavior. Today, we will be talking to Dr. Sid about the effects of science, mental health, our eating habits, and how humans behave and why we behave the way we behave. He's spoken a lot on neuroscience, but he will need to make it a child's play in today's episode. Because if he doesn't make it as simple as ABC, then of course parents can't implement it. Welcome, Dr. Sid.
Thank you for having me.
What makes some kids good at math and some kids not good at math? And how did you go about switching from not liking to liking it?
So I have a theory that math is an entirely logical subject, right? It is entirely in your, now I'll get technical, it is in your prefrontal cortex.
Right.
Okay, so prefrontal cortex is the most evolved part of the brain, and that is the part that deals with planning, calculation,
Right.
rational thinking, all of that. Now the problem is, your prefrontal cortex starts evolving around, say, 8-10 years, and it becomes quote-unquote evolved by the age of 25. Okay. Now, before that, it's not that you don't have a prefrontal cortex before that, but it's immature,
Yeah.
right? It's not strong enough. All other subjects have some sort of visualization. So whether it's history or science, if you're learning about ecology, zoology, you can visualize something. You can
Yes.
visualize a plant. You can visualize history. You can
Yeah.
visualize, geography.
Yeah.
In maths, especially algebra, there is no visualization, right? It's just numbers and calculation. You have to do a
Right.
lot of calculation. I believe that some kids struggle with it because they're not able to visualize it properly. This is my understanding. The reason I liked algebra later on was I realized that all algebra is actually geometry. It's just that we're not taught that way. Because I used to enjoy geometry.
Now that you say, I'm trying to visualize it, and you're probably right.
All algebra is actually geometry, but it's just that we are not taught that way. And kids, or actually all animals, understand maths through space.
Okay.
All math is space. For example, if a monkey has to jump from tree to tree, the reason that their brain does calculation is it calculates how far is the tree.
Yeah.
And it calculates it in terms of fractions. So if my hand is, say, half a meter long, then this tree is 10 times that distance. So it
Right.
understands it in fractions. That's how our brain computes everything. It's all in fractions. It's
Yeah.
all in multiples of each other.
Yeah.
So that is the way our brain navigates environment, space, distance, speed. If you are able to teach maths from that perspective, this is my theory, that kids would understand it much better.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's why you struggle. And so when I started liking maths, that was the time when I understood that, if you visualize maths in geometry terms, it makes it much easier.
For parenting tips, celebrity interviews, recipes, conversations with experts, DIYs, and lots more. Subscribe to Kids Talk Press now.